Sneaker talk, guys. Me and sneaker talk, everybody.
Live.
We're talking about
I also
sneakers.
don't know what the
Mopar just said that he's going to buy sneakers and not wear them. And I said, that's dumb as fuck.
But also, I buy shit that I don't wear, and it sits
I
up
buy
there.
action figures and I do not play with them, but they're nice to look at. And they're only $15, dude. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
That's the hard thing. Yeah, one pair of sneakers is like 12 of those, so.
I mean, I have like 17 Commander Cody paraphernalias.
It's a fine line because I don't like clutter. I don't like collecting things. I don't like having something if I'm not going to use it. I really lean the other way. Now, cars is the issue because I just have assholes running around.
I
don't like that. I would never be okay with in my house for me.
Yeah.
That's not.
See, I like that in its little space, but I'm lying right now because I have like cases sitting on my desk, but my desk really is just like my keyboard and my trackpad, and it's fairly clean.
Yeah.
This is, I don't know. It's not in my view when I'm working. We're talking about desk setups today, everybody. You ready? Who are we?
Okay, kids.
What does Palpatine have in his bedroom? Skulls?
Vibrators.
I felt it.
Chaps.
Chaps.
Rib for her pleasure.
What have we
Ew.
here?
He would collect socks. He'd be a psychopath that would collect
Holy
socks.
shit.
Of-
New
Of his victims.
and used.
Of his victims.
Yeah.
Crunchy socks.
We lost Grievous. Did you grab his? Did you grab his fucking
Size
Adidas?
19 fucking Nikes.
What's up?
Why are we here?
We will get into it very quickly.
Like immediately. Why are we here?
Why are we here?
What is life?
Good Day Galaxy.
Is this a result of the fucking moon? The galaxy moon?
I don't believe in
The
any of
blue
that.
moon?
I think it's a bunch of jokes.
No,
That's people
I believe in
manifest.
that.
People manifest that. Even the nice thing is you can believe in that stuff, and I can also say I think people make that up, but they manifest that, and they both work together. Because if you believe in it and shit happens funny, that supports your idea. If I see you believing in it and I don't, but you manifest that, I'm right
You're
as well.
Believing in my idea.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm just
You're witnessing yourself being proved
no.
wrong.
I'm
But
witnessing.
you made peace with it.
I'm witnessing you manifest it through your belief.
But if I manifest it, doesn't that disprove? If you accept the fact that I manifested it, doesn't that disprove
No,
you not believing in it?
It's the origin of the energy. You are claiming the origin of the energy comes from the moon. My origin of energy, it comes from within.
Mine comes from Star Wars.
Mine comes from my cum. That's all where it begins.
See, I don't believe in that. Semen's not real. It's a globalist conspiracy.
they load me up.
I do believe in that, and not by not haphazardly. There's been weird things that have happened in my life, and a lot of it revolves around like just weird, what would be coincidences, but are just too nicely placed to be coincidences.
See, I'm of the belief that all of those chaotic things are always happening. You are just noticing them during a full moon event because you know to recognize. So you're like, oh no, there's a blue moon happening Monday, and then you're like, oh no, like these chaotic things are happening, and you're like, now I'm paying attention to them because of the blue moon.
Nah.
Where last week the same shit was happening, but you're like, yeah, but whatever.
Nah.
See what I'm saying? Know what I mean? See what I mean?
Nope.
See what I'm saying?
No one's saying.
You're really?
No.
Yeah.
Agree to disagree.
See, but that's the great thing. You can be right and I can be right because you're manifesting it in my eyes, and from your point of view, it's happening.
I think you're wrong, but I don't care enough to argue about it.
It's kind of like a placebo effect to me. Like, does it really matter? Like, you think you're taking a pill and it's doing better, and you get better. If I'm just giving you a sugar pill, and you get better anyways.
The thing I go back to is my truck.
Okay. Let's get into
That's
that.
one of the big ones that I was like, when that happened, I was like, oh, wow, yeah, okay, maybe that's right. I've never had a car of my own, never bought my own car, never had a car that I actually liked. I was obsessed with foreigners forever. I shared a car with my wife for like 4 or 5 years just because, whatever, saved up. And then I searched for the specific 4Runner that I wanted for a year straight.
Mm-hmm.
And then the exact model in the exact color, low mileage at a good price comes up literally on my birthday. And then I go and buy the car on my birthday.
Well, I think the birthday part of it is a coincidence, but you laid it could have happened a week into your search.
But it didn't.
And it didn't because it wasn't there.
I know. That's what I mean. The fact that it showed up on my birthday is pretty fucking weird.
But did it happen on your birthday, or did you just wait long enough for one to pop up? That would be my argument. You just said you waited an entire year. Of course you're going to find it.
Yeah,
you're always going to find what you're looking for, period.
You're out of your element.
Don't you understand?
If it hadn't showed up on the morning of my birthday, I wouldn't have went and bought any Forerunner because it happened to be my birthday. I would have kept waiting. It's just a coincidence.
But the birthday doesn't matter. That's not the key to it.
It does. It's my birthday present.
No,
it's like my precious.
The key is someone was
My
selling
car
it that
is
day.
The key to the entire world. It's Lord of the Rings.
Key was you found it on the website that day, which you probably had off, which you probably didn't work a ton. So you actually spent more time that day searching.
Not true.
See, there's ties. I could
No,
do this all day.
You couldn't. You're wrong. You're just in your own head. You've made it up to yourself, and you're okay with it. No one agrees with you.
It's fine with me too. Acolyte sucks.
I don't. It does.
Shit.
I don't go around hoping that things happen based on the moon or like not doing anything because I expect some miracle to happen on some fucking weird alignment of the stars. I just notice that when inexplicably good things happen, it tends to be some weird coincidence.
If you're looking for the
At least in
coincidence,
my
though,
life.
you're going to identify that. That's my point. If you're trying to connect dots, you will find the dots to connect.
Oh, I wasn't trying to. That's what I mean.
Well, you did. Though.
I actually
You
didn't even notice. I think actually I texted you when I was looking for the truck and I was like, "Oh, I think I might have found one." And I wasn't even putting it together and it was like, "You going to go get yourself a birthday present?" And I was like, "Yeah, actually I think I will."
There you go. So it was me.
I didn't even know it.
See, it was me.
I didn't
I
recognize
literally was like, "Hey, this purchase is now tied to your birthday."
Are you going to do this thing I don't believe in?
It wasn't even your birthday. It was me manifesting it for you. And you said, "Oh, yeah, it is my birthday. Let's go fucking truck buying today." See, you're welcome.
I owe you my truck.
I'm a blue moon.
Do you want it?
I could do that all day. I manifest you. I really believe in people manifesting. So if you wake up ready to have a bad day, guess what the fuck you're going to have? A bad day.
Yeah. No, I believe in both.
I think it all deep down, all the way down to like a truck thing. If you're wanting a truck and you look and look and look and wait long enough, you're going to find it.
Well, we literally manifest the plot of Star Wars.
Yeah. Well, that happens all the time, yeah.
What we can manifest is whether they make the show or not. Guys.
That's our next step, next level.
Acolyte is canceled.
Acolyte's
I don't have that one.
Oh, groovy, smashing, yay, capitalism.
Yeah, that's right there.
Yes, capitalism rules supreme. I had a couple things on the list, and then literally, like, as I was waiting for you to show up, the article or the news dropped that Acolyte is canceled. Season 2 is not happening. It is no more.
It's a weird thing for Disney to defend themselves throughout and then straight up listen.
That's the thing that pisses me off, man. And
like they're stabbing themselves in the back. What are you doing?
Listen,
are you gonna do it or not?
I hate the blind, like, hatred. It's like, oh, this is my Star. This is fucking women.
Yeah.
It's trash. That drives me fucking nuts. Now, I know we shit on maybe 60% of the episodes, but when the episodes got good or the plot got good or it got me excited about something, we changed tune immediately.
Yeah.
I'm not like going to shit on the entire show.
I
just
don't
because
want
of
to
one or
shit
two
on
things. I don't want to. If stuff happens that I like, I'm into it. I'm going to change how I review the goddamn. And I ended up liking it. It drives me nuts that they're like, oh, well, everyone that doesn't like Acolyte, just fucking racists. Fucking idiots. Fucking hater fanboy goddams. Like, no, maybe some of it's bad. Like, I equally blame. I'm going.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm getting
Manifest
fucking-
it. Manifest it.
I'm
It's
go-
a blue.
I'm manifesting.
Hey, you're only mad because the moon's blue.
They put the article
They
out today
canceled
because
it.
the moon is
Yeah,
blue.
I told you.
There
See?
you go. I'm equally mad at fans and at Star Wars. I'm mad at the fans for like shitting
Yes.
on things blindly
Yeah.
without any sort of actual critique. And then I'm also mad at Disney for like gaslighting everyone, being like, if you don't like this show, you must be a misogynist. Then 2 weeks later, we're canceling the Acolyte because no
We're
one liked
misogynist.
it. Because no one liked it. We're canceling it. I mean, you speak with if you continue the show because you believe in it, then you believed in it. If you cancel the show because it got review bombed and it didn't get a lot of streams on Disney Plus, then obviously you're speaking with your wallet, and that rules.
It did get review bombed heavily,
Yeah,
but
it's not fair. It's not fair.
But you have a part in that. If you make a fucking great story and kick off the first episode with fucking flying carpets, they're not gonna review bomb you. You're still gonna have the shitters.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Fallout.
Yeah,
there
right
was a thing leading up to the premiere that where people were like, oh, great, another strong female protagonist. But then the show was fucking great.
Yeah,
Everyone
it was
shut up.
fantastic. Yeah.
Everyone shut up. There's nothing to talk about.
Now you said that, it makes me want to rewatch it. It's such a good show.
We should, because we have no Star Wars to watch.
There might be even a season 2.
There probably will, because it was made well.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's whatever. That's my rant. I usually don't throw out those fucking keywords, but it does feel like a very specific case where everyone's like, you can't dislike this, otherwise you're just being an X, Y, or Z. And now they cancel the show anyways. It's like, well, who was right?
Right. They prove themselves wrong.
Exactly.
Is what Disney did.
Yeah, and it's just like
I've never seen someone cancel so fucking
quickly.
everything.
It's been 2 weeks.
They cancel everything.
Yeah.
Their track record since they've bought Disney, or since Disney bought Star Wars, has been horrendous.
Well, I had something on my list that actually ties into this, and I wrote that down before I heard about. Whoa, it's
A blue moon.
You manifested the balance of the physics.
Sugars.
I wrote this down before I saw the cancellation news. Did you hear that they cast Robert Downey Jr. as Dr. Doom?
Yes.
What the fuck is up with that? First of all, sidebar. It made me think of like, why can't they start something new? Why can't they do something new? It's weird. It's like Marvel starts, they do stuff, they do something that's new. Iron Man, who cares about that? Whatever, blah, blah, blah. Robert Downey Jr.'s on cocaine. And 10 years later, it's like the biggest thing in the universe. But now, every time they try to start a new chapter, it fizzles out. But why is that? I don't want to hate it. It's not the best. It's not the worst.
You don't want to know.
It's not like Infinity War. But then we got to, like, Deadpool Wolverine comes around. I'm like, all right, it's Deadpool again. It's Wolverine again. It's all the fucking 20th Century Fox and, like, Marvel cameos out the wazoo. And I loved it. It was great. But why can't we do something new? I don't know. Acolyte's new. It gets canceled.
It's risk and reward. It's ROI. You know Robert Downey Jr. is beloved. If you bring him back, you know you're going to make $1 become $2.
It's bullshit.
It's literally
stupid.
You know that's it.
Unless it's some weird fucking fourth wall, actual real world multiverse trickery, and it's not like he's going to be. I think there's storylines where Iron Man's evil, or like Dr. Doom takes over people's bodies or something.
Is that
like,
where you're going? Like instead of Stark becoming Iron Man, in one universe he becomes Dr. Doom,
right?
Potentially,
yes. Like
in the
not,
multiverse.
Like they're not recasting Robert Downey Jr. as a new character. Like there's some weird multiverse subplot where Iron Man becomes evil, or Dr. Doom like takes over Iron Man's body.
Yeah,
or
I don't
something
know.
like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I don't know. That's the only. I mean, maybe it'll be good.
But even if they,
it's like casting Mark Hamill to be fucking to be Palpatine. Like, hey guys, Ian McDiarmid has passed away. R.I.P. Mark Hamill's gonna come back and play Emperor Palpatine.
Yep.
In episode 10. Somehow, God damn it!
Somehow
God damn it!
Palpatine returned.
Why?
because it makes $1.
They can only do that one time, though. Like, if this Fantastic Four fails and everyone's pissed again, they can't bring fucking Steve Rogers back as Ghost Rider the next time.
They did. They
Just
just
to
did
see.
with Cap. or with.
Yeah, that's like a fun cameo. That's not the main goddamn villain of the whole thing.
I know, but still, I thought that was kind of annoying. The cameo things with the multiverse, it's fun to see on screen, but it does very little for me. Like everyone was freaking out about. This is all spoilers for the.
We've
newer
switched from
Deadpool.
Acolyte to the Moon to Deadpool now.
Yeah, you know, like it was like, okay, there's Blade. Everybody was freaking out. I was like, yeah, I guess. And Elektra, I was like, who cares? And then Gambit was the one I was like, oh, okay, this is fun. And I had seen leaks of his Cajun fucking accent, so I knew he was there. But it was still really cool to see him on screen because he is the kind of the forgotten child of all the X-Men movies.
And when they were trying to workshop the movie, it was going to be Channing Tatum as Gambit. So the fact that they had him do it was awesome.
It's so fun that it works well with Channing Tatum. Channing Tatum is a long shot for a Gambit, and it worked so well.
Yeah.
He's underrated. He really is.
He's great.
He does some great stuff. Because wasn't he in the I'm slipping and sliding here. The newer Suicide Squad that was really good. He was in that movie. Or no, that was
You're mixing him up with John Cena.
yeah, John Cena. That was John Cena.
It only works a couple times. All these blast fucking goddamn jammery of I just made up 2 words. They don't make any sense. The cameo extravaganza.
Yeah.
It only works like once or twice. You can't do that in the next one and like keep my attention. It was fun because like Marvel's been a little stale. I've been excited for Deadpool. They haven't done any X-Men stuff in Marvel yet at all. And then they just hit you over the face, not only with Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, but as a bunch of X-Men stuff. And it was like a fun little send-off, farewell, tribute for all of the 20th Century Fox superhero stuff that they now own, that they haven't really touched since they bought 20th Century Fox.
Mm-hmm.
And we've been like, Marvel's been a little lame. Ryan Reynolds is hilarious. He made fun of literally everything the entire time. And it worked really well. And I had a lot of fun, but you can't just slap me in the face with cameos in the next movie. You know what I mean? It's like a one-time.
The Ryan Reynolds thing has been played out for me.
Fucking haters.
I didn't
You're misogynist.
love.
You're obviously a fucking misogynist.
I didn't love Deadpool or Deadpool and Wolverine. I thought it was fun. I thought it was really fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
And that's kind of where it ended. Like the multiverse stuff, the 100 Deadpools fight. The action was great. That's what it was.
Yeah.
It was fun to watch Deadpool fight Logan over and over and over, and then just bitch at each other. And then you throw in the fourth wall and the jokes. It just works well.
Yeah.
But beyond that, like I don't give a shit about this story.
Yeah, it's not.
I don't
like
care.
It's not like a. I was almost said it wasn't groundbreaking. It's not really groundbreaking, but it's like, I don't know. It's like monumental in its own little way.
Like it was a nice spin that this was like the fucked up Wolverine that wasn't anything, and then he ended up becoming something because they all do.
Yeah,
it's like Wolverine is a hero no matter what verse you're in.
Right.
And that one just took a little longer.
Yeah.
That's a nice touch, just to kind of another send off. And I liked how it started, kind of jokingly with the dead Logan, and he like picked up his bones, and I'm like, oh, how is this gonna work out? And they do some multiverse trickery, and you're like, okay, I got a bunch of them, I guess.
Yep.
I guess.
I mean, that's the thing is like the multiverse doesn't make any sense. It's
It doesn't
just
have
a
to,
plot
yeah.
device to be fun.
Yeah. It's the time travel aspect. Like it doesn't. Anything can happen at any point. It doesn't matter.
That's what I mean. That they have that underlying thing where Wolverine's down on his luck and he's a failure, and that makes him capable of becoming the hero by the end of the movie.
Yeah.
That's what sticks it together. Otherwise, all of Ryan Reynolds' jokes don't mean anything if there's not like an actual story. And that's why they did that very well, joining all those things together. It's like a weird fucking chemistry mixture, like a cult. They put one drop too much of one of those elements, and it becomes goddamn annoying.
Yeah.
I felt like they kind of nailed it there.
I agree. I thought it was a fun movie. It took me a minute to get vested into the movie. I mean, I had seen the second Deadpool only once, and I didn't really give a shit about that one. So I'm relying on the first one, which I've seen a handful of times. It's a great movie. It's a fun one just to throw on. It was also groundbreaking, I feel like, in a Marvel Cinematic Universe. How
Did say
far they pushed it.
Yeah. They
The
let them do
violence
that.
and
Yep.
the crudeness. I mean, it's all there. It's perfect. And Ryan Reynolds is perfect to play that. And then the second when they try to do some storyline shit, and you're like, wait, this is also just supposed to be like a clown superhero. That's what Deadpool is.
Yeah. And then now Disney bought it, and people are like, are they going to really go that hard? And they went harder than the other two.
So hard.
Hard.
Walk hard. Now I want to watch that.
I mean, dude, it's the highest grossing R-rated film of all time.
The first one?
No, this one.
Oh, this one.
It surpassed Joker just last week.
Oh, really?
Joker was it for a long time.
Fuck.
Then Deadpool and Wolverine had the biggest R-rated opening weekend, and then gradually over the 4 weeks or whatever, it's now number one,
Well, that upsets me.
which is crazy.
Joker is definitely more of a art piece.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like Joker, if I had to pick a better film, obviously it's Joker.
Yeah.
In so many ways. This was like it needed a fucking, what do you call that when
The jolt.
clear?
Yeah. I forget
got a
what they
term
are.
though. You got a fucking heart palpitation Marvel back to life, it needed it. But I don't know. That's another
Jumpstart.
one of those weird like moment in time things. Like this is important because it's
Timing is a lot too, man. What else is out there to see? Twisters and this. That's the only thing, like the entire fucking year that they've released that's worth going seeing. What else came out this year?
I don't know. I've missed a bunch, and I'm sure that's
Yeah, I'm completely wrong, but let's also point out this is the first time I've been in a movie theater in like a year, over a year.
Yeah, I was actually trying to think of that.
Look at that. That's terrible.
With my wife. I feel like the last thing that we saw was Avatar 2, which was last Christmas. I have heard that the Mad Max thing is fucking awesome.
yeah. Wow.
Fury Road.
Also, we can talk about how Borderlands is rated like the worst thing ever created. Have you looked at that? It's god awful.
It's surprising, I guess. I mean, they had a preview before Deadpool. I was like, I mean, as far as
What is the Watchmen thing? Is that on
video game movies, that looks pretty good.
Chapter 1?
I don't know.
Is that a series?
What is this? We're looking at, sorry, you can't see this. Watchmen Chapter 1. This year, rated R. Oh, it's animated.
Okay.
Fuck animated shit.
See, we're already looking. We're actively like trying to find something else that came out this year that's anywhere near
Yeah.
Deadpool.
It should just be right in my face. No, give me a list, you bitches. Never heard of any of these things. Never heard of any of these things.
We're also not fucking film people. We're nerds.
And
so.
as usual, the top 90% of Rotten Tomatoes is stuff you never heard of before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A high rating does not a movie make. See what I mean? I've never heard of any.
I've never
of
heard
these
of any of
fucking
those.
things. All right, we're done with that.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to say is stop canceling things. If you're gonna greenlight it, then fucking stick with it until it's goddamn done.
That's the other thing. Like you spent
Like, just don't. This is the highest budget of any of the Star Wars Disney Plus shows. How insane is that? Higher budget than Andor. And you
No.
cancel it. Who the fuck are you? Why?
Wanda. No wonder.
What I said is true.
What?
Yeah.
I think. I saw it online.
It's true. The moon is blue. How about you?
If only we had 2 moons. Everything would be different. We'd have double the content.
Eventually, we might have 2 moons if another comet or something.
Hits the moon.
Yeah. Well, if the comet hits. Well, yeah, that's the other one. Our moon is supposed to historically have come from the Earth, right?
I have no idea.
Because slowly the moon is rotating the slowest bit away from us. So theoretically, if you go back in time, they were one rock, the Earth and the moon.
Yeah. Something like that. What's up, Kigo? We've already been talking about it. We already know.
Everything's canceled.
Unless the bad news is you hate Star Wars now. Man, it's just frustrating, dude. Like, obviously I don't run a fucking multinational entertainment conglomerate like Disney, so I don't know how they make these decisions and like determine what goes and what doesn't. But I just feel like if you're gonna, you knew this was gonna be a fucking risk. Like, you don't greenlight the Acolyte, the first thing that's ever been on live action that takes place before the prequels, and like say, oh, everyone's gonna love this. Like, this is a home run no matter what. It's gonna be a risk. Like, I feel like you have to give it 2 or 3 seasons to really find its legs. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I think.
Like,
I don't know.
I would rather have another season of Acolyte than a season of Skeleton Crew. I mean, not this.
Dude, when their top priority is pushing a certain agenda instead of making good films, it's a very fucking slippery slope, and it's at times been overbearing in several different shows and movies.
What's the agenda? Making bad stuff?
I'm just saying, there's certain things that they're throwing on screen because, you know, they have the reasons, but instead of throwing it on screen because it helps the story, they just have to have it there because of other reasons, political reasons or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, let's not fucking do that. You could still even put some of that stuff in.
If it serves the story,
If it serves
doesn't
the
matter.
story,
No
yeah.
one cares.
Yeah, it's a slippery slope, and I think they're paying for it now. I don't know. It's like just make good Star Wars. You could put different types of people in there. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Just make it worth the story time. Like, if you're gonna give
Story
me
time.
10 minutes
Yeah.
of alien lesbians, at least throw a sex scene in there.
Listen to the fans, man. Let Ryan Reynolds make all of your shows.
I'm just saying. Yeah,
That's a joke.
Just a joke.
Listen, I didn't hate the 3rd episode of Acolyte, but as soon as it started, I could see, like, okay, all right, great. I see where this is going.
Yeah, you already knew.
I already know what the YouTube homepage is going to look like tomorrow morning.
Yep.
You can tell. It did not turn me off from the episode.
Yeah.
You know, that was
actually one of the high
within the
points.
first like 4 or 5. That was my favorite one.
Yeah.
Until Chimera came out fucking swinging.
Yeah.
But I don't.
Scissor Crew. Keegs. The Scissor Crew.
I
don't know.
even know, man.
It's hard to even like talk about it because you don't want to say the wrong thing, but like at the same time, like
We usually don't talk about that kind of shit
Yeah.
because it doesn't affect the content until it does.
yeah,
And now that's where we are.
yeah. I agree. Yeah, when that 3rd episode started, I was like, yep,
They're doing it.
I get it.
They're doing it.
I get it. But it did still serve a purpose.
It did. A witch coven served a purpose. Fine.
Yeah.
Some of you are banging. Whatever. It's all
Whatever. Yeah.
good. I can look past it because it was a good episode. It made sense.
You don't even have to look past it. It's a part of the episode. It makes sense. It makes storyline sense. It's good.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, look past like how obvious it was.
Yes. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
But
I don't
then
know.
you have someone like Torben who's a fucking moron. I can't look past that. And that doesn't have anything to do with
bad writing's bad writing.
politics, identity, whatever.
Bad characters.
That was
bad
just
characters.
like, dude, I'm homesick. I'm killing everyone. I can't handle it anymore.
I haven't had a fucking cheeseburger.
They don't serve bantha meat like they do on Coruscant.
Yeah.
Everything's so clean here. I can't handle it.
The witch offered me a grilled cheese, and I'm gonna take it. She said all I gotta do is kill everything.
DoorDash is free delivery on this planet. I'm staying.
Torben, you freak.
God, it was horrible. Anyways, yeah, it's just a bummer, dude. And this is coming. If you listen to all of our reviews of Acolyte, you might think that we hated the show,
Yeah.
or at least mostly disliked it until Plagueis showed up. So this is, I mean, if this is coming from us, like, you shouldn't have canceled it. It deserves a chance, even if I didn't like the first season.
yeah.
It had potential. It deserved to be played out.
Also, like, not all
right.
of Star Wars has to be made for you or me.
Yeah.
So, like, if I'm walking into Ahsoka and I don't like Ahsoka, what the fuck do you think
Turn it
Ahsoka's?
off and catch the next one.
Yeah, catch the next one. Yeah. Or I'm gonna watch a cartoon knowing well that I don't like cartoons. What the? And then I'm gonna go and bitch about this cartoon sucks, and then you're like, well, duh. I'm not going to see Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
What?
I almost think people should. Obviously, this is 100% impractical. I don't even know how much money goes into this shit or how many people. I almost think they should go to the Lord of the Rings route and be like, we have this story. It's 3 seasons. We're doing all of them at once, and we're going to release them, whether you drip them out or batch it or whatever. Be like, we know what season 2 is going to bring, and it's not affected by any sort of review or critique or backlash. Like the story is set in stone because we believe in it. This is what it's going to be. It's what's going to be.
Well, if you play it out,
To
like
play us out.
people come around. If you have a long storyline like this and you're like, hey, to do this right, it's going to take 3 seasons. And after the first season, we're probably not going to get the greatest reviews.
Yeah.
But when the second season starts kicking in, people are going to be like, oh,
Yes.
that's why A, B, and C didn't add up in the first season, because they're answering those questions in the second, and it comes to a culmination in the third. Like, that's fine.
Yes.
And sometimes it requires stuff like that. Star Wars is doing the complete opposite.
Case in point, the first Fantastic Four movies were not well reviewed. People make fun of them all. But when Chris Evans rips off his cloak and he's Johnny Storm in Deadpool and not Captain America, I scream because it's fucking cool. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like, you have to, these things take time, man.
Yeah.
It's not a show that premieres on TikTok and, like, is evaporated every fucking 24 hours.
I still don't understand the whole series thing. Like, how does Disney Plus make money
They need to stop.
dumping
They need to stop.
series like that?
They need to stop.
Not only dumping money into series like Acolyte, but then canceling it. Like, you didn't get your rate of return in the first 6 months, so you said, fuck it.
I mean, a bunch of people subscribe to it just to review the episodes on YouTube. So they probably made much money from that.
Is that what people are doing? Like, I
actually have like a conspiracy that a lot of things that are popular are only popular because people review it and shit on it and pump money into it. Like streamers.
do you think Disney's paying people to shit on stuff?
No, not paying people, but like how many subscriptions did they get from people that make a living with a YouTube channel and have to like watch it in order to review it?
Yeah.
Or like streamers that spend thousands of dollars on like fucking Fortnite skins. Like, how much of that is keeping the game alive when the regular people that play it are like, obviously I'm not spending $1,000 on fucking
Right.
skins.
Right.
That's a weird conspiracy I've been cooking a couple months here.
I wouldn't doubt it if Disney was playing a game. Like, putting out
That's
something
playing a
that's
game.
like middle of the ground, decent, that you and I would like and talk about, but is easily hateable, and they'll pay people to talk shit, because at least bad publicity is still publicity. It's,
Yes. Easy.
So it's still going to keep hashtag Acolyte at the top of the feed.
Even if it's bad press.
And everybody's going to go see it. How bad is it? Oh, yeah, that sucked. But I spent 2 weeks watching it.
Exactly. I bought a subscription to see how bad it was. Yeah. I don't know, man. It sucks. So something that you just said. Oh, what did you just say? You're like, you can't please everybody or something?
Not every show is made for everybody.
Yeah.
So
there was something else you said before that I had to follow up on, and I'm blanking on it. You're not going to please everybody. Some people are never going to like it.
right, yeah.
Don't make your decisions based on their review or their opinion of the
Right.
show. Some people are going to like trust the IP and stick with it and watch the show even if they don't love it at first to see where it goes, because I love like the brand or the universe of Star Wars. Cater to us, please. Kathleen, hello. Come on.
Hey,
Do us. please.
even Commander's wrong.
I manifested this.
Don't cater to anybody. Make a fucking good story.
true. Yes,
and
that's
put
true.
it in. Do the Metallica thing. Fuck all fans.
to yourselves.
Cater to the story, to the art. Put artists back into Star Wars.
Put art back in Star Wars.
I'm not even joking. Like, get people who, like, engineers who like can create battleships and tanks and like that make them feasible, and get artists to create different aliens and I know they are, but it hasn't hit.
I'm a 35-year-old dad. I bought this at the store because I saw it on the counter because it's cool.
It's a tank.
I saw it when I was 11 and it's still fucking cool. Do that.
You know, episode
Is
1.
there any ship or piece of tech from Acolyte that I want a Lego of?
Not a single one. No. His lightsabers.
That's true.
His
Yes.
lightsabers are cool.
And his mask. Yeah, dude, keep the show alive just to put Chimera on screen.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. And the twins.
Homeboy's
You put
biceps
Plagueis.
alone will pull fucking subscriptions.
They put fucking Plagueis on screen and said, "Yep, nope."
I cannot believe
That's the worst
the
thing
same
about all
show that takes place before the prequels, canonizes Plagueis, and has Chimera on screen gets canceled.
And a fucking dyad of the Force.
Fuck you guys, dude. Fuck you.
Dude, we saw witchcraft in Star Wars.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, no.
Probably wasn't that good.
Probably. Oh my God.
They had a board meeting. They're like, YouTubers are probably right. We should probably make our decisions based on YouTube, huh? You think? You think we should do that?
You know, there's some person at the top, all the money that's been funneled in, and they're like, hey, you said you were going to double my fucking money. That didn't happen in the past 6 months. So fire some fuckers and double my fucking money next 6 months.
That's what's inexplicable is that someone making the decisions has no connection to the IP, the actual production, the story, the fans, the reception, like what people expect and want out of Star Wars. Like somebody's making a decision that clearly doesn't understand that based on the last, when did they take over Star Wars? The last 12 years. They do not understand that at all. All this started with fucking Solo. This shit started with Solo, and it's been happening since.
It did because they put Solo in check.
Then they shouldn't have.
And they probably shouldn't have. And it came out okay. It came out great.
It came out great. Let's not lie.
But let's also not act like Ron Howard wasn't the perfect one to just like, all right, I'll pick up the fucking pieces.
yeah,
I think they got lucky with that.
they did because Ron Howard's a G. You fucks. You stupid motherfuckers. Sorry.
Rogue One.
I'll still buy your Legos, though.
Rogue One, man. You know, I've been in a retro mood, and when Star Wars comes into my mind, in my retro mind, the only one that
KOTOR.
really pops up in my head, movie wise, is Episode 1.
Yep.
I think it was so flashy and it introduced so many new things, and I was going through, and sure, it was a pivotal time. I was like 10, so it's like anything different and cool, double lightsabers, and you're like, oh, I'm 10, I can't fucking handle.
Mm-hmm.
But like the battle droids, the tanks, all the stuff, it's all cool and flashy. We got to see like the Watto. What the fuck is a Watto? And Sebulba.
I love
we
Watto,
we could go to Tatooine.
Watto's up there, man.
We could go to Tatooine alone, and you look around, and not only is Sebulba cool, but he also plays a fucking villain on that planet that you have to race against. He's cheating,
Yep.
and then you have to swindle the swindler
Yep.
in Watto.
You got pod racing.
You got pod race. Like it's all intertwined. And I feel like they don't intertwine things anymore. They just throw shit on screen. That's the aha moment that I had with like the Mando shit. When they did the whole Anakin's pod racer, I know we've talked about this, but when it just didn't serve a purpose to me. What they chose to put Anakin's pod racer in Mando because it was Anakin's pod racer. Not that we're going to introduce something new or different. They just wanted something recognizable. I'm like, he could have been on a fucking cool-ass futuristic speeder. He could have been on something from fucking Nar Shaddaa that there's no one to break down. He could have been on any fucking thing ever known. There are multi-trillion...
I still disagree with you about this one. I get the intent, and in a lot of parts of new Star Wars, I agree with the sentiment.
Yeah.
But I don't think Anakin's pod racer being repurposed as a speeder bike is the scapegoat for that.
Yeah, I think that was the I'm saying that was the aha moment
Like
that I was just
when
like,
you realize
that
it's like, fuck.
there's no purpose for Anakin's pod racer other than,
I know.
hey, look, Anakin's pod racer.
It's an Easter egg, man. I know.
It's not. It's an Easter egg falls flat for me. Just putting something familiar on screen means nothing to me. They have to serve a purpose. The story is why I'm there. I'm not there to see the shiny things. I'm there to see what the fuck happens. If a shiny thing shows up and breaks, and then it like is a plot hole, and something else happens, perfect. If Anakin's pod racer,
I'm there for both.
if Anakin's pod racer broke down, dude, if Anakin's pod racer broke down during a fight because that thing that Sebulba ripped off was still giving it fucking issues 30 years later, that right there, I would have been like, fuck, that's so cool. And they stretched out a plot line and used it.
Interesting.
Putting it in front of me does nothing.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
All right. So, do you even know about this, like the Star Wars ice cream maker thing?
I don't. Maybe slightly. Yeah. Okay. But
So,
no.
well,
go ahead.
if you're watching the show, you should know about this. I'm not going to explain it to you. So they repurposed this in Mando as the case, like the safe for all of the Beskar ingots.
Okay.
So, like, I guess seeing that would have been a moment where it's like too much fan service, too obvious of an Easter egg, too annoying.
What do you mean? It was a safe in this,
But I saw
and
that.
then it was a safe in Mando.
No. All right, I got to
Okay.
explain it.
Okay. Yeah.
This dude's in Cloud City running during the evacuation.
Sure.
And he's just holding this prop because it looks futuristic. But it's a 1980s ice cream maker.
Sure.
So everyone's like, what the fuck why is there an ice cream maker on
Okay.
set in Star Wars?
So they put the ice cream maker.
So it's a
and
joke. You
repurposed
go to
it.
Celebration, people are cosplaying as this fuck. But then Mando comes around and they actually turned it into a prop, like an actual thing in Star Wars. Like, oh, it's a safe. That's why he's running away with it. It's a safe. And Mando has all of the Beskar ingots in
Sure.
it.
Sure.
So like that's a huge like Easter egg fan service fucking fourth wall thing.
But it serves a purpose.
yeah, but the engine of Anakin's pod racer was turned into a speeder bike. I feel like that serves a purpose too.
You're on to something. I
I don't mean to call you out either. I just don't know if that's the hill to die on about
Yeah.
the fucking fan service.
I don't know. I think it was also that was probably the worst fan service episode we've said that. They
Yeah.
was one after another, and I think and once I saw Anakin's shit, I was like, okay, I'm fucking done.
I totally get that.
But,
yes.
That's
how I felt all of the fourth episode of Acolyte. And it wasn't fan service. It was like I'm almost done with this fucking show right now. So I get the feeling. I get it. Kigo just was chiming in previously before we went on that rant about Mando, saying Solo suffered because of the episode 8 hate. I think the performance of Solo did in the box office, yes. But before Last Jedi even came out, Kathy had intervened and fucking fired those guys and got
Fired the
Ron
guys,
in
yeah.
and restarted the whole movie from scratch, basically.
No, you want to know
That's
why
what
Solo?
I'm talking about, not the box office.
You want to know
So-
why Solo fell flat? That plus, didn't it come out within a month of Endgame?
It was, yeah, so it was...
You're going up against one of the greatest peaks.
Last Jedi
in-
came out Christmas of 2017, and then in May, Solo comes out, yes, same time as Endgame.
You're destined
And
to
only
shit the bed.
5 months after the previous Star Wars movie.
Yeah, you're destined to shit the bed.
Which, why didn't you just do it the following holiday? Why?
Yeah.
Why? You have 5 in a row coming out on Christmas, and then why do you make one of them that
Yeah.
you needed the extra time for anyways
Yeah.
because you fucking restarted the goddamn thing, come out and...
They needed their return. The time was up.
Dude.
Where's the fucking paycheck, bitch?
Dude, put me in charge. Put me in charge. Put me in, coach. Put me in charge. Put me in fucking charge.
Everybody's on Anakin's pod racer.
I will take points.
Everyone.
I'll take 0.01% stock.
They start mass producing Anakin's pod racers because it was the fastest ever, and Space Ford gets involved and they mass produce it. Now that's why Mando and everybody's cousin owns one. You can get the speeder bike version or the full pod racer if you double down.
You put me in charge of Lucasfilm, and my initiative will be to clarify every single plot hole that has ever existed in Star Wars.
Ice cream makers for everybody.
Why didn't they just fly the Eagles to Mordor? We're going to fix that.
We're gonna fix that.
You vote for me, we're going to fix it.
There's tornadoes.
We're buying everything. We're buying all the IP. We're buying Lord of the Rings.
Mordor is next to
We're buying Amazon.
Tornado Alley. You can't fly it there. No fly zone.
We're bringing Bill Paxton back from the dead. He's in everything. Brendan Fraser, The Mummy 7. Let's do it.
I'm back. Independence Day. You know what I'm saying?
Independence Day, yes. Randy Quaid. Let's do it.
Do you know that one? Matt.
That sounded like
That's a very
Jay and Silent Bob.
No. That's probably a bad rendition of it, but that's from Mars Attacks, the aliens with the skulls.
Ooh, that's actually one I haven't seen since I was a kid. I don't remember it at all.
That's got some big names in it. Surprisingly, it's a bad movie, but it's entertaining. It's one of those 90s ones that was just like, who made this?
Yeah.
But also, this is kind of fucking creepy.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
They didn't cancel it halfway through.
Yeah, they used to not cancel anything, dude. Used to be like, this has to come out. If it sucks, that's a bummer, but here we go.
You wonder where, like, the
Underwear.
Who's the guy who made Saw for like $50?
James Wan. He also made Aquaman.
Where's more of those people? Let's not answer to multi-billionaire conglomerates.
Well, the problem is that if that does well, it only happens once, and then somebody eats it up and turns it into a franchise.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. I feel like the 90s were wide open that, like, people just made shit. And a lot of it was bad, but a lot of it was really fun. And it didn't need to be backed by Disney or something.
It's streaming. It's
streaming.
It's the digital, and COVID has all
the horrors of streaming. You gotta have it. You gotta put it out. You gotta stream it. You gotta make something new. And you're like, dude.
Well, just think about how many hours people spend watching YouTube.
Yeah.
So it's like a movie studio gonna spend $150 million on something. It's like, okay, well, we can't just do that all the time now, because if it's not really good, or we swindle people into watching it because of nostalgia, everyone's just gonna like watch YouTube for free.
Yeah, that's that middle ground. You need something between a full streaming service and YouTube.
Well, we have
where it's like it's taken seriously, but you don't need a conglomerate backing it to support. There's got to be a middle ground.
We get these little windows of like there was a golden era where Netflix, like, internet was fast enough that Netflix could stream in HD, and they were like wealthy beyond imaginable goodness, and they just started making as many projects as they want. Like those Netflix Marvel shows. They weren't the greatest thing ever.
They were solid, though.
But it was a time where they're like, fuck yeah, do it. Punisher, yeah, he murders everyone. Let's do it. Like, they had enough room, creative freedom, and all of the big companies hadn't gotten so far into it that they were controlling all the IP. They were more flexible, and people were into it. And now it's like fucking Disney, Hulu, HBO, Paramount, Peacock, Netflix. It's like, what are you going to do?
Cable. It's cable all over again. It's just broken up.
You can't. Everything is 10 times more pressure because, yeah, if you pump $100 million into something and it does okay, you lost money and now you can't make the next project. It's just so fucked, man. So stupid.
Whoever wants a $1 billion idea,
Hire me, put me in charge of Lucasfilm.
Create a streaming service that can't be backed by billionaires.
Well, that's YouTube.
But that's also backed by fucking... I don't care. YouTube is also backed by ads. YouTube itself's a $1 trillion fucking company.
It's true. Everything sucks now.
We need just a platform and an app. Hey, upload whatever the fuck you want.
YouTube.
You can't. They regulate it. They'll shut shit down. You can't do it.
This always happens, dude.
There's ads.
You start something new and it's cool for a year, and then Google buys it, and then sucks.
Google buys it.
Either Google, Apple, Amazon, or Meta buys it, and then it sucks.
Or we can just go outside.
That's what I've been trying to do a little bit.
Good thing you bought a Forerunner on a half harvest Sunday moon.
Hey, if I want to go outside, I can.
And it was actually really nice today. It was cooler.
It was incredible.
Yeah.
It was incredible. Cracked open an Oktoberfest, made some chili, opened the windows, watched the first part of Scream.
Booted up Skyrim.
It's time, dude.
It's almost Skyrim time again.
Probably going to be 90 next week because this is Ohio, but in my head, it is. We are inching towards spooky season. It's happening. Let's do it. Let's do it. Harvest the wheat.
Is
Make
it
it
still August?
It is. Oktoberfest starts in August, though.
I know. We're 2.5 months away from.
Don't even care. It's happening. It's happening. Here we are.
I'm going to dress up as a millennial for Halloween.
Just walk outside.
See? Oh, shit. What the fuck happened?
Technically, you are millennial. Anything you do is millennial.
I asked my kid today. I said, "How old are you?" He said 3. I said, "How old do you think Dad is?" He said 7.
That is more than double his age. That's a pretty good guess.
He's like, "That's old as shit." 7.
We were playing with one of our friends' kids the other day, and he was like, "I haven't seen her in a year. That's a long time." And I was like, "That's a quarter of your fucking life, dude.
Yeah.
That is a long time.
That's a long time.
That is a long time."
Kids live like 10 seconds at a time. So a year's
Crazy.
like that doesn't exist any longer.
We're not millennials anymore. We're boomers now, the way we're talking. We talked about the weather. We talked about time.
I've got short socks on too.
I've got no socks on. What
Dude,
does
that
mean?
is the most frustrating thing.
What do you mean short socks?
The Gen Z wears ankle socks, and they think the no-shows that what we're known for are old people socks. And it's like, dude, you don't
What?
understand. The ankle socks are the old people socks. Yeah, the full ankles or the taller socks, that's all Gen Z. They like the really tall socks.
Yes.
Short shorts and tall socks.
Fucking crew socks with the slides.
Yeah. We
Horrible.
wear no shows, and we get made fun of because they look old. I'm like, dude, that's the
How do they look anything? You can't see them. You don't know if I have socks on or not. That's the beauty of it.
yeah. That's a wild one. Have you seen? And we were talking about.
I haven't seen them because they're no show.
Have you seen the new sneakers? So recently, our buddy
Don't.
Zale has gotten me
Don't
into
do it.
some sneakers. Whatever.
Don't
But
do it. Don't watch the show.
Have you seen the New Balances? They look like dirty caddy shoes.
The New Balances?
They look like dirty shoes that you wore caddying.
Well, that way if they get dirty, you can't tell.
Doesn't it look like they're grass stained? That
It
looks
just
like
looks like a poor choice of colors.
it does, but people are wearing the shit out of this. It looks like it looks old people.
I've always hated New Balance.
So do I, but I'm so interested to see. Look how expensive those are.
It's Gen Z.
Fuck the.
It's global conspiracy. They're taking over. New Balance is going to rule the world. Kamala Harris.
Was the frog you found in your basement, was it gay?
He wasn't sure yet.
He wasn't sure. He hasn't decided.
I've always hated New. I feel like a lot of Gen Z. We sound so fucking old now.
Yeah. It's all right.
A lot of the Gen Z trends are just. It's just all a meme. It's just irony.
Yeah.
Like, does anyone wear New Balance because they look cool? They think it's ironic because they're like uncle shoes.
Well, they see.
And then over time, it becomes so popular that like now everybody's wearing them.
It's a revolution. It's like in every other generation. We didn't want to look like our parents, dress like our parents.
Correct.
So we changed that, and now we are at the age that the new generation's like we don't want to look like millennials.
Correct.
So what other options are there? Short shorts and fucking ankle socks.
Weird
Like,
early '80s country club.
yeah, that's exactly it.
That is what it. I mean, dude.
I'm for it. I'm not a generational bastard. Like, do what the fuck you want. But
I mean, I don't care, but
Yeah.
I look at him like,
what do
whatever, dude.
Hey, whatever.
I don't know.
The other thing was, recently I got called out for tucking my shirt in when I was at work. I mean, I wear like a polo with just like slacks or jeans or whatever. I tuck it in and wear a belt.
I can't.
Everybody else was like free flowing. I was like, dude, guys,
Yep.
chill out.
Unless I'm at a wedding, I'm not tucking anything in.
Oh, nothing?
Nope.
See, if I'm at work doing work, I'm representing a company, I tuck my shirt in.
Nope.
But if I don't tuck my shirt on a regular basis. All I do is wear t-shirts. I'm not.
Your shirt's not tucked in right now, you poser.
I'm homeless. An update.
We were. My wife's been. You said homeless, and this reminded me of something. My wife's been adjusting to living in the suburbs. You know.
Yeah.
It's been weird.
She doesn't see homeless. She needs to see more.
Well, we
homeless.
were at the coffee shop, and this guy went up and seemed like he was arguing with like how to get his order, like got the wrong thing or like couldn't pay for it or whatever, and then walked away and then sat down with somebody, and then somebody else met him and sat down, and they started having their coffee and just talking. And my wife turns to me and she's like, I thought there was a homeless guy for a while. I was like, dude, we used to live downtown
Yeah.
for way too long. I don't think there are any homeless people.
I don't think. Why would you live in the fucking snow belt? It's the last place
You
wanna
can't.
live.
Yeah, there's no homeless.
You just become
Cleveland
Amish.
because you were
think that's what the Amish community is. The homeless that just started building
in
shit.
Amish before you finished your barn. You haven't raised your barn yet.
The Amish are basically real life Minecraft people. They just cut down trees and then just build shit out of the trees.
That used to just be called
Life. But Minecraft. So what you're saying is Minecraft is life. Which, by the way, I'm gonna bitch. The fucking Minecraft thing has been still an issue. It's so weird.
He's been talking about this all weekend.
Yeah. It's like my go-to mindless stuff. We go and just play Minecraft.
That's a boomer thing to say. Minecraft? Pokemon? Nintendo?
Nintendo.
My dad used to say Nintendo.
Yeah, that's that thing where no matter what game system it
Mario?
was, no matter what game system it was, you can play on the Nintendo. Dad, I'm on the fucking computer.
It's like an Xbox
Get
One
off the
Series
Nintendo.
S, goddamn.
I'm playing baseball outside. Get off. You're like, dude, what the fuck just happened?
Everything's Coke.
Yeah.
That old chestnut.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but I've been in a retro mood. I did watch the first Jackass this past weekend. God, it hits so good.
Yep.
It hits so good in such a surprising way. You know, well, I've been in a kind of a comedy mood, I guess, because I listened to Shane Gillis' stand-up on the one that's on Spotify. Nice. I've heard it before, but I was like, fuck it, I'll tune it back up. He's so funny.
He's funny.
And it reminded me of like the older, like Brian Regan stuff. And then my mind went to what was like a groundbreaking? And I was like, Jackass. And I was like, I have it. So I'm going to put in the first one. It's just so unique. They were so... Bam... If I gave Bam credit for anything, it would be his editing. He was a fucking master editor.
And producer
too. Yeah. He knew what shots to make.
No, you do that one.
Yeah. But the way he cut everything was just insanely funny. It was all about the skit. It was all about what was happening. I miss that. I really do. I wish he would just, which he does look quite a bit sober, because he was kind of sanctioned from a lot of the Friends recently for his issues. But I think within the past year, he has gotten a lot better. So it's good to see.
Well, that's good.
But I would like to see him kind of jump back into that realm. Like, even if it's not him doing the stupid shit, have him in the editing room. He has an eye for that.
Jackass is a good example of something that did get picked up and, like, quote unquote corporatized.
And
but
still
when it came time to, like, do the actual content, they really did stay true. Because, like, I mean, this was obviously pre-YouTube, but it was, like, just at the start of the internet, and it was all, like, home video-ish for a while.
Yeah.
And even when MTV this was back when MTV would actually do cool stuff.
Yeah.
MTV picked it up, and they kept the show largely the same. And then even when they started doing movies, and now they've done 4, when it comes time to actually get together with the crew and do it,
yeah,
they have a lot more money, and there's, probably safety people, and the stunts can be more elaborate because, they're pretty much unlimited fucking cash funnel.
Yeah.
But it's the same thing. It is the same thing, just shinier.
He's been on many podcasts and interviews recently, Bam himself. And he was talking about getting picked up, and he said during Viva La Bam, they would pump so much money. Like, he would create a skit, and he'd be like, okay, this is the skit for, this next episode. This is what I want to do. And they'd be like, well, we're throwing 80 million at this, so make it bigger and better. He would have something like stupid, idiotic, that wouldn't take any money. They're like, yeah, but instead of that, drive the Lambo off the cliff instead of just like a busted Jeep and make
everything gold plated.
And he's like, dude, yeah. And he's like, I can't. There was so much money getting pumped into stuff.
That's
but
hilarious.
My point was, they did leave it up to him. Like, they were pumping money into it, but you figure it out. You, the main guy, the artist, the editor,
censor him very much.
Yeah, they just said, fucking do it.
They didn't bring in our expert of co-op producers from New York to oversee this.
Yeah.
Fuck, man.
Yeah. Put your dick away.
That's what we really need. We need, like, one psycho billionaire to, like, I'm starting a channel, and I'm grabbing the people that I believe in, grabbing them, and be like, all right, here's your show. It's greenlit, 100 mil. Do what you want.
Yeah. Do it right.
Don't kill anyone. That's the only rule. Don't kill anyone. Don't go over budget. That's it. Do it.
Would you have other stipulations? It's got to be this long. this is what I'm going to use it for, so make it editable.
I mean, if I
you
was
know, like-
actually doing this, I would.
yeah.
No, but like you fund it and you find the artist with like the ideas of content or like a pitch for a show or something that you believe in.
Yeah.
And let them do it. Give them the money. Be like, hire your own. Like you hire the editing people, you hire the film studio, you hire the crew, you hire the actors, and like, yeah, just fund them. Let them do it.
I agree. Fun the artist, man.
Couple years though, that would get fucked up too. Everything gets ruined.
But you're kind of right though. Jackass never. You could say it got maybe a tad old, but they kept doing the right thing the right way, and it was never in check. They just kept doing it.
Every time
They cranked it up a notch higher every time.
Well, and every time it happened, I'm like when the Jackass movie came out, I know we all saw it, but for a second, I was probably like, a movie? Come on, you guys are sellouts, dude. But it was perfect. A second one, they're doing another one? They're doing it in 3D? No way. Fucking perfect. They're doing another one? Aren't they fucking 60?
Yeah, no way.
Perfect.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah, that's also a type of comedy. Like there were skit-based comedy shows, but they were so funded by like big whatever. I've never seen. I feel like CKY/Jackass created a whole new avenue for comedy. It's like
It did.
It's low budget skit based stuff. That's just like
I think a lot of YouTube
reckless
content doesn't exist without Jackass.
I
Like
mean-
YouTube probably still exists, but like a lot of the types of channels and content, I feel like doesn't exist without Jackass.
they would do stunts, but they would also do pranks, and they would also do just
Yeah.
wild shit. Like the one example that I was just laughing my ass off, but also like my mind was spinning on how far they took it, was the one where Johnny Knoxville goes in and rents a car, puts it in a fucking crash up derby,
Yep.
and then tries to return it.
Yep.
That skit literally could have ended after the crash up derby. That's a skit in itself.
Right.
Like to rent a car, fuck it all up. Like they literally prepped it for derby. That could have
Yep.
been a skit. They
Roll
did the
cage and
derby.
shit. Yeah.
And then they also tried to return it. Like they just doubled down the whole fucking way. And they're like, no. This is still a good idea.
The brazenness of Knoxville. I could not do that.
Yeah. Well,
Like,
that's
it
the
would be
outrageous.
funny to be like, watch some, oh yeah, rent the car, then get it and then go fuck it up. But I could never like take it back
It's
and
that
with a
next level.
straight face just be like, oh yeah, man, come on. Like we got the insurance, right? Here we go.
But
I could not do that.
In that skit is so many different types of comedy.
I know.
It's so good. It's
wonderful.
so good.
It's wonderful.
It's reckless.
Do you watch the Eric? Oh,
Did I watch what?
fucking 11 years. I still can't get a goddamn mic to work. Do you watch the Eric Andre show or have you?
I have. Yeah,
It
he's
reminds me of that too.
he's definitely on the cringe side of it, and I get why people don't like it, but at the same time, a lot of times I really
Like I
enjoy
love
it.
the intentional cringe. It's like Jackass meets like Steve Brule. And
Yeah.
for me,
Yeah.
it's like a guilty pleasure of like two of my favorite fucking types of comedy.
Yeah, it's just a wild time. See, I do like that because it pushes boundaries of like what's socially acceptable, and they play with that. They take something that's not socially acceptable and throw it in your face, and you're like, I don't know how to react. Like people aren't ready for this.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what Steve Brule does
Yeah.
in such a different way, in a subtle way.
And it's like those Adult Swim shows, I'm like, I can't tell if the public is in on the joke.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing that Jackass was so early that until that one random skit in CKY with the poop dollar,
Yeah.
where you watch them like sign a release form.
Yeah.
When we're teenagers, we don't know. We
Yeah.
think they're going out there and just like terrorizing people and like making money off putting on film. You don't know they have to like talk to people afterwards and get the release and like you
Yeah.
know, safety and insurance, probably all that shit. With Adult Swim, like especially Eric Andre, they do it so well. I'm like how did they get away with this?
Yeah.
Like he's on the subway. Like fucking spilling cereal all over everybody. And people are shouting, like screaming at him, like homeless guy, like they're gonna fucking kill him. Like how do they I don't know. I don't know if it's staged. I don't know if it's not. It's fucking great.
Well, that's just it. You manifested it.
I did. Dude.
I did.
I did. I need a royalty check from you, Mr. Eric Andre.
I
Might
do.
go watch some
I
of
do
that
have a
stuff, all
great
that shit.
appreciation for anyone to go that far in a show.
Yeah.
I have never sat and watched several episodes of the Eric Andre show. I'll watch like one. I'll be like, okay, I gotta like.
I'll make an admission. I've never watched a full episode. I always watch like compilations.
Clips.
Yeah. It's like craziest stunts or like most cringy like guest reactions.
Yeah.
Because he brings a guest on like a talk show.
Yeah.
And then he'll like Hannibal Buress will like run out and just like knock him over and smash his desk, and the guest is sitting there like, like they're on like a press junket for like their fucking new book, and they're like, what is happening?
Yeah.
It's the best.
Yeah. One of my favorite ones is they have a porn star on, and Eric Andre's actually having like a somewhat of a normal conversation. He's doing kind of goofy shit. And then Hannibal says something off the wall, and then someone comes in from offset that's supposed to be Hannibal's like girlfriend, and she just smacks the shit out of him, and it's all happening like live during this interview. It's so like cringy, but like, oh my god,
It's awesome.
it's
dude.
so funny.
It's hilarious. Yeah.
Yeah, I missed kind of that loose stuff, and I'm sure there's something that is along those lines in Gen Z. I just am not privy to that. Like, I don't know that stuff.
It's people on TikTok pranking people and getting fucking
That's
killed
not it.
and put in
I'm
jail.
telling you right now. Even Gen Z can see through that. It's like
No,
that
not yet.
that might get clicks, but it's all crap.
So dumb too.
It's all
We're gonna walk around and sucker punch people. You will die.
You will die.
That's not a good idea.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, the prank stuff is a very fine line. Even the poop dollar thing from whatever it was. I always thought like, yeah, prank yourselves. Like, I know you want a true reaction, and I'm glad that guy took the $100, but you guys can shit on each other, and I'll laugh as much, or shit off a parking structure. That's funny too.
I don't know. That's pretty fun.
Because I know if I picked up the poop dollar, I'd be like, what the fuck?
I would not pick up a poop dollar.
You know what? I wouldn't have taken
Not
the
that fucking
$100.
stupid.
I would have said, if you want me to sign this, I'm going to get you guys back in another way. Like, I'm going to pee on his butt or something. Or like... like, I am doing...
I'm gonna pee out his butt.
like, sit down.
If that happened to me, I'd be like, let me hang out with you guys for like a week. You
Yeah.
don't pay me anything.
Yeah.
I'll sign a release form. Let me hang out. I just want to observe. I'll be your sound guy for a couple days.
They really cranked it up when
MTV used to be wild, dude.
MTV.
Yeah.
You know, there was like a time, like I don't even want to call it 10 years, like a 5-7 year period where it was like Jackass, Viva La Bam, Napoleon Dynamite. Like they just started fucking doing
MTV?
bangers. Yeah, Napoleon Dynamite was MTV.
Really? All right. Fair enough.
That's another one that's like, it's so unique and so different. They just took a big swing and it just caught on.
Yeah.
I don't know if it holds up, but man, it was the talk of the town for fucking, who says that? Who says the talk of the
This
town?
boomer right here. This boomer with fucking ankle socks and a kid says talk of the town.
MTV movies.
Town talk. Lesbian Nazi hookers abducted in the UFO and forced into weight loss programs. This week on Star Wars Acolyte.
Yeah, so Jackass, Beavis and Butthead do America. Joe Dirt?
Joe Dirt, really?
This can't be right. MTV cable channel.
They do a lot of side projects as like producers because we started watching Yellowstone and there's like 3 spin-offs. We started watching one of the spin-offs and that is MTV Studios. Their logo's at the beginning of it.
Yeah.
So they must do a bunch of side projects.
Yeah,
Napoleon Dynamite,
Beavis and Butthead, the Jackass movies, Orange County, Varsity Blues. Yeah, they...
I kind of want to watch the new Beavis and Butthead. I haven't watched it yet.
Oh, I haven't either. Yeah, there was like a 5-year period that there...
Mike Judge has always done his own thing. He don't give a fuck. Beavis and Butthead and Silicon Valley, Idiocracy, Office Space. He's always doing his own thing.
Idiocracy was Mike Judge?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize that. That's a bad one. That did not hold up, by the way.
By the way, watch It's a bad one?
Oh, I did. It's very bad.
It's not a very good comedy, but I will keep watching it because I'm like,
That's happening.
wow, okay, wow. That's too accurate. It's scary accurate.
Yep. Yeah, I agree.
It's like Dark Side of the Moon lining up with Wizard of Oz levels of too accurate. You know what I mean?
I love that, by the way.
Me too. I haven't watched it in like I haven't watched it in a long time. I actually should do that.
Dark Side of Oz. I think you can.
Wizard of the Moon.
You can actually go or put on YouTube Dark Side of Oz. They have it pre-synced on YouTube.
Dude, that's awesome, but don't you miss when it was just like a fucking myth and you had to like time it up yourself, or even we're scared, oh no, dude, it's something bad's gonna happen.
You know, my dad even
Demon's gonna rip
added
through the portal.
to the myth of it, and it was some fucking Goonies shit. My dad had a newspaper with an article talking about Dark Side of Oz, and he had it tucked behind our bar, at 6 foot up. So I had to like climb and pick it out, and it talked about when you start it, and so I would go in and it was the whole ordeal. I had to go full Goonies. I had to dig underground, find a guy. Hey, you guys,
underwater cave.
Go to One-Eyed Willie.
Deformities.
Find his VCR.
Sean Astin.
Wild stuff. What was like random VHSs that you guys had? Like, not that were yours, but like family VHSs, or did you have like some at your grandparents' house?
Or like stuff that you recorded from the TV?
Yeah, we always had Goonies or Sandlot recorded.
I remember.
I think we had a Jurassic Park.
Well, this was an actual VHS, but one of my biggest memories from having a VHS was the Pizza Hut commercial at the beginning of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh,
it was like a baseball game Pizza Hut commercial.
Yeah.
At the beginning of Ninja Turtles. For some reason, I always remember that.
A lot of my VHS stuff was recorded from TV. So everything was like a rock. And you're like, Jesus, Chevy, like chill out.
Dude, those Chevy commercials. Damn, man. Yeah. I didn't have this when I was a kid, but I always remember now our fucking fanboy commentary for the holiday special.
Oh, yeah.
Which the first one that we saw accidentally was like a re-recording from someone's VHS, and it had all the commercials in it.
They made it better.
It was better. It's on the it's on a YouTube channel. It's awesome.
Yeah, when we went to my grandmother and grandpa's house, they had two VHSs, Free Willy, which was an odd one to have,
I remember.
and Wayne's World.
Yeah, okay.
That was like the two options that I had when I went to grandma and grandpa's house. So it was like I'm in one of two moods.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes both.
Yeah.
Depending on how long you're there.
If you sync them up after Free Willy.
Free Wayne.
Free Wayne. Free Wayne.
I do remember. Do you ever tie a meal to a movie and it's just stuck in your head forever?
No, but yeah. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Like the first time I had like Concord pizza, it was like we were at home watching Jurassic Park 2: The Lost World on VHS. We rented it. It was like family movie night, and we had pizza. And it was like I very specifically remember the pizza shop. I cut the pizza knife and fork. I remember those stupid like ribbed paper plates, those white paper plates.
Yeah.
It was on one of those, and for some reason that's just like locked in my head forever. I don't know why.
We didn't do a lot of like family movie nights. We kind of like would off the TV, but we wouldn't like put in a VHS and all sit around and watch it.
Oh, really?
But a handful of times it did happen. Actually, Stryker got us a bootleg of episode 3, and I watched the bootleg, and it had like the director's time code at the bottom, and it was flipping, so I had to watch the whole time, whole thing.
Remember when I put that on the school servers?
Yeah, we always
so we could watch it in any class I was in.
Yeah.
What are we doing today? I don't know. I'm fucking
watching
turn on episode 3.
Illegal movie right now.
They're coming in too hot. Yeah, that was fun. It's fun times.
Did you know Weird Al
I do know him.
made Saga Begins without seeing the movie?
Yeah, that blew my mind when you said that the other day.
I didn't realize that. D said that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So I guess Wayne's World, Jesus Christ. Weird Al
Free Wayne!
read either the script or like a synopsis and then created the song The Saga Begins.
That's insane.
So all of his references are without him seeing the movie. He kind of just read the script. That's crazy.
Either they gave him a very, very, very detailed plot summary, or he read the entire script. Because like small lines like, Naboo and like
Theed. He says
trying to be
Theed,
killed by the gas. Like that's very, very specific.
He had to have
It's not
had
just
the whole-
like Jedi escape this thing.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's also so fun. You just created like an avenue for someone to get into Star Wars indirectly.
Yep.
Like, I'm a Weird Al fan. What? Let me buy this album. What the fuck is he talking about?
Yeah.
Jedi, I didn't know there was a new movie. Okay, let me go see it.
Yeah.
It just adds to the whole community. Like, that's the other thing that I feel like Star Wars is missing. Everything's so controlled that let's just blow it open. You make a fucking book and you can make a parody and you can do all this shit. Whatever.
All right, Oprah. Yeah, I was just going to say, like,
There
is... Oprah. My name is Richard Cunningham. Sorry, dude. It's Cloud. I'll never get sick of Austin Powers.
His look after he says Oprah, and then he snaps his neck like no one saw that coming. Oprah.
Oh, Jesus. I don't even know what I was going to say. There's a fucking like aura around Star Wars at certain times. Like Phantom Menace, you could say, is probably the most trashed on Star Wars thing because, you know, everyone, oh, the fucking prequels suck, man. I like Star Wars, but the prequels suck. Like, that's been existing for 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
Internet was brand new. Forums, people fucking review bomb, hate, whatever shit. But there's still such clout around the movie itself that you have things like, you know, everyone remembers all the merch, like those stupid cups with Jar Jar on top.
Yeah.
And Darth Maul on top.
Yeah.
And Weird Al wrote a fucking song about the Phantom Menace before it even came out because it's Star Wars, dude. It's like one of the biggest things of all time.
It's Star Wars, if done right, is a fucking tidal wave.
Yeah.
And the movie, maybe
when it's done wrong, it's a tidal wave.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's a cultural tidal wave that everything you see has to do with it. I feel like Jurassic Park did the same thing. Like, everything for like 5 years was fucking dinosaurs.
Yep.
Everything. I went to the fucking bank. I was just talking about this. The bank in Menor. We would go in, and every time I made a deposit, they gave me a toy fucking dinosaur. And I was like, this is fucking... I'm going to make a deposit every day.
Take my money.
Not only did it work,
to shell out loans.
but it just fueled the engine. That's the fuel. That's what I feel like doesn't. I feel like that's what doesn't happen. The fuel, it's almost like negative fuel. It takes the air out of it when the only fuel is people on YouTube or podcasts bitching about shit. And it's like, why can't you just let art do it?
Let them art, dude. Let us art, please.
Let Weird Al shit on episode 9.
Let Weird Al weird about it, please. Yeah.
You know, the sprinkle that I actually did like was the Kylo Ren SNL skit.
Yeah, but even that, wasn't that around Force Awakens?
Yeah.
Right. So that maybe they were probably trying some of that shit, bringing Star Wars back.
Yeah, they like thought about it and then they're like, well.
But like, you shouldn't be. That's what I mean. It's like, you should be.
Lean into that.
This is another Disney and fans issue, but like, we should be able to make fun of it.
Yeah.
You should have a sense of humor about yourself.
Absolutely.
It's not so serious where it's like, Star Wars is dead forever because this is bad, or fans are horrible forever because everyone's sexist. Like, we should be able to have a sense of humor about it still.
Yeah.
Even Adam Driver, who like is he's not like a fucking Star Wars nerd who got the chance to play Star Wars. He's like an actor. This is my job. I'm done now. He still had fun being undercover boss on SNL. Like, he was.
That's
like,
a great skit.
It's a great skit
because they make fun of it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, Weird Al. It's a parody. He's making fucking fun of it the whole time, and it's still awesome.
He was making fun of the fact that you're making a movie that we know how it ends. This little Anakin kid, maybe Vader,
poster.
Maybe Vader someday later. You're like, we know how this ends, but we still went and fucking watched it because I got my fucking Jar Jar Sprite and I'm fucking ready.
I got my Star Wars Legos. The first round of Star Wars Legos. Yeah,
we need tidal waves back. Don't spend $100 million on the show. Spend $50 and then pump the other $1 million into a whole web of shit.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know exactly how to describe it either, or like hope for something, because they still do that. I just feel like it's all allocated in the wrong spots.
You know what would be really fun?
Like there was Old Spice, Deadpool, I'm like, why?
You know what would be really fun is if they included the fans. This is an example. I'm going to write a show. It has Jedi in it. There's one main Jedi that I need to write. The storyline's done.
Yeah.
Let's make it fun. I'm going to hire
PewDiePie.
or just do it like so. The piece would be I don't have a lightsaber yet. I want someone to create a lightsaber.
Yes.
You 20 people that I know are known for making, custom-made lightsabers, make one.
They have done that sometimes. I think all of the extra Mandos that didn't have voice lines in Mando season 1 were like the Mando Mercs, whatever that cosplayer group is.
Yeah,
I can't remember.
Sure.
Or like maybe it was that, or maybe it was because they needed so many stormtroopers, some of the extras that they had were like 501st people. Something like that.
But make it, I know it's a fine line, but make it public that's happening.
Public.
Because it's the community that is important about Star Wars. The show is fine.
Agreed.
The lightsabers are flashy, are fun. But to see real people be like, oh, I made this lightsaber because this, and this, and I knew it was going to be for a bad guy, so I wanted to make it edgy, so I made it like this. And it's like all of those small little details.
Yeah.
When I'm watching the guy cut fuckers in half with it on screen, I'm like, yeah, but that fucking saber, that's so cool because it came from that guy who does this, and I can go buy one of them from that guy. I know he lives in fucking Toronto. Let's go up there.
Next time we go to Star Wars Celebration, I'm doing it, dude. I'm going to make out with them.
Come on.
They might do some of that we just don't know about, but I don't know.
Everything's so official with Disney, and I think that's their downfall. Let Star Wars breathe. Let it be goofy.
Yeah, I agree. We're in a weird time. I think it's phasing out, but there's some casualties, and I hope my favorite IP of all time is not one of the casualties. A bunch of its shows and movies have been casualties. I hope that the entire fucking universe is not.
Have you watched
what I mean?
anything House of the Dragon? Have you started House of the Dragon at all?
We started it and didn't get into it, not because it was bad, just not in the mood.
Oh, believe me. We watched the first episode, and we have not touched it since because the end of the first episode.
Oh, really? We did not get to the end.
Of the first episode?
Not because it was bad. It was like...
No, and it's not bad. It's jarring.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and she was like, I don't know if I can continue.
Oh, well, now I want to watch it.
Yeah. I would, in the current state, watch it by yourself.
I see.
Yeah.
I'm glad we didn't finish it then. That would have been bad.
Yes.
Based
I
on
don't
how
want
you
to spoil
describe it.
anything.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
if
No,
you guys
that's
see, we watched the first episode and we've left it for that reason. So it was fantastic. It's a great show.
That's incredible that you're like, it was so good, but I couldn't because of this.
Yeah.
At least it's visceral.
Yeah. Well,
At least you have a reaction.
they did it so well that it felt so real, and we're
Exactly.
like, fuck that.
Yes. I'm scared to watch Endgame because of the end. I cried
where
like
they
a
clap?
baby. Yes. When they clap like that, they snap. I cried like a baby the last time I watched it, and my daughter was like a blob.
Yeah.
Now that she can fucking think and talk to me, I don't know if I can watch Endgame.
Where Iron Man leaves his family? What do you... Or at the beginning of Endgame where the family disappears? What do you...
At the end, well, Iron Man's like his whole thing with his daughter, and then he feels like is so obligated to like save the world that he leaves them and does it anyways, and then fucking sacrifices himself at the end and dies, and she eats burgers with Happy at their funeral.
Yeah. They were good
I'm
at
teary-eyed just thinking about it.
pulling the heartstrings. They did that very well, especially during that time period. They knew what they were doing. But
Yeah, they don't know.
Star Wars doesn't know what the fuck they're doing. When was the last time you actually teared up? Have you ever?
I was sobbing at multiple points in Andor. Yes. Yeah.
In Andor.
Yeah. The end of the third episode, that first arc, when it's like cutting from his as a kid to him escaping the planet, and they're sorry, that was not the end of the third episode.
I know what you're...
It was when they're going through that... The fuck is it called? After the heist, when they escape, and there's like all those lights and like the fucking asteroid meteor shower or something. There was a name,
Oh,
but
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like the symmetry and like they're cutting back and
Yeah.
forth and they're like escaping and just beautiful imagery. I'm like, yeah, dude. And then at the end, during Marta's funeral, and they're doing like her speech and then the riot. I'm like, ugh,
Yeah, the riot was like,
I'm all in.
yeah, you wanted to fight for him.
Yes, yeah, big moments, big moments.
That's cool that like stuff like that will get you there, because there is such a like a well of emotion. You're rooting for these guys, and it's finally coming to like everybody understands.
Yeah.
And it took her death and a message directly from her to really
Yeah,
explode that and make it something. It she spoke it into. See this shit?
I did have a comment about Acolyte where it's like the story is so good. I now want to rewatch it and like I'm gonna make myself fill in the plot holes.
Sure.
Because I know how it ends and I know that like the direction is good.
Yeah.
So I talk myself into it. It's rare in Star Wars that it's done so well that it just puts me into it on its own. And Andor is one of those moments where it's like I don't have a choice other than to be fucking all in right now.
Yeah.
And yeah, Andor is one of those moments, dude.
Yeah.
Luthen, boy. Luthen.
I'll say Rogue One pulls me hard several points.
Hard.
When
Yes.
like when the mother dies at the very beginning and she watches it, I'm like, fuck, man.
Yep.
It starts off in such like you're like, God, no wonder she hates everything.
Yeah.
Oh. All right.
This is the longest episode we've done in a long time because we're.
They're really mad now.
What else you got going on? What do you want to do?
It's yeah, Skeleton Crew.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about that.
Outlaws.
Didn't talk about that either.
Outlaws looks
Oh man.
boring. Stealthy.
Sorry, I fucking turned down the wrong channel. That's how long it's been since we've done this.
I don't remember either.
Yeah, we'll talk more about that next time. I saw a preview, but they can't say much. But it's because it's not out yet. So
Yeah.
next time we record, it'll be out. We can fucking shit on it.
That's fine. I've been told don't pre-order it. Wait.
I'm not pre-ordering anything ever again.
I'm
ever.
never. Not a Star Wars thing. I mean,
I'm not pre-ordering anything. The last, like most recent and also final thing I'm ever pre-ordering was the Elden Ring DLC, which I have not played because I have not had time.
yeah, me neither. I haven't even booted it.
I downloaded it. That's as far as I got.
Outlaws.
We'll talk about it next time.
We'll
And
wait till
Skeleton
it's canceled.
Yeah. I will cancel it myself. I will manifest the moon and cancel Star Wars.
Shut her down.